Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
Of a prank phone call that. Now to the NFL draft drama surrounding Shador Sanders. Deion Sanders' son was the victim of a prank phone call that led him to believe that he was about to be drafted by the New Orleans Saints. ABC's Lara Spencer has more.
This morning, the NFL investigating this prank call to draft hopeful Shador Sanders, son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, picking up the phone Friday, thinking it was a coach inviting him to join the team.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir, let's be legendary.
But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
The caller abruptly hanging up.
What does that mean? You heard that?
You said you're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Nobody got that number but coaches, strictly for that reason.
But it wasn't a coach or anyone from an NFL team.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
Instead, it was these young men seen in this video circulating on social media, impersonating New Orleans Saints general manager Mickey Loomis.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir, let's be legendary.
But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh my God, he's funny.
Yeah, Jeff, do an opening statement, open up a few questions.
First of all, I'd like to publicly apologize to Shedeur and the Sanders family for what occurred. Second of all, I want to publicly apologize to Mr. Blaine, Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris, and the entire Falcons organization. My actions of not protecting confidential data were inexcusable. My son's actions were absolutely inexcusable. And for that, we are both deeply sorry. The NFL has taken action, and I fully respect the punishment. We take full responsibility, my son and myself, and we will not be appealing the fine in any way. Going forward, I promise my son and I will work hard to demonstrate we are better than this. Again, I'm deeply sorry for our actions.
Questions?
Wow, guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. As you see, man, the Urich or what, they got a funny last name. These guys now pretty much have been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. They found out who that was calling Shedeur that day. We thought he had got selected, but we come to find out it was a prank phone call. Once we find out it's a prank phone call, then we start, trying to figure out who called. It ended up being this Atlanta Falcons defensive coach son. OG, are you there?
I said it from the beginning. It had to be a white man.
You called it, OG. You called it.
See, and then they think that they can compensate this with sorry. Well, in the estimation of sorry, there's three elements to sorry, right?
Right.
First, you feel sorry.
Okay.
Now they said sorry, right?
Right.
And in the court of law, once you say you're sorry and you feel sorry, there's a compensation. You have to pay for being sorry, right?
Right.
So they're talking about, it was unfortunate. No, he called with malice or forethought with implied injury. He never told dude that he was on the team. He told him he was one from the Atlantic Falcons, and he told him, man, I've been waiting.
No, he said he was from the Saints. He was Looney's from the Saints.
Okay. Well,
that was a deterrent to take it away from the Falcons. He was trying not to get caught.
Yeah. The Saints,
Mickey Loomis, from the New Orleans Saints, yeah.
Well, he should have known by the tone of that boy's voice that he wasn't no billionaire on a team. But he was so happy, as a Negro be happy. And then when he said, okay, you'll have to wait. And he said after the hang up, what did that mean? I have to wait. So that caused emotional stress. That caused the damages. Once you said you're sorry and disrespect, I would accept the apology, but I would sue their asses because, first of all, as a coach or whatever he was part of that team, to mismanage a player's number for someone else to get the number, that's irresponsible.
So do you think you believe he missed? Do you think that he just didn't know he took the number, or do you think that he didn't really care or think to even care, or do you think he was, what was the real basis of this,
I don't care what he thought. He was enough with his son to let his son get Deion Sanders' son's phone number and make this call. So first of all, he's responsible for that white child.
Yeah.
So he should be financially responsible because that number was given to him in confidence to take care of, not to frivolously lay around for his little white son to play with.
Well, he definitely was having a good time. Boy, they laughed so good. Boy, they pranked him real good. They laugh. You seen them laughing?
But hey, if that had been a black kid doing it to a white player, then he'd have been sitting in juvenile hall.
Oh, they took it down? Oh, gee, you think so?
Oh, he'd have went to, man. Look,
I don't think he'd have went to no juvenile hall, OG.
He would have been in juvenile hall. The black gang member prank called Tom Brady. Boy, that man would have been in juvenile hall so quick. He'd have beat what's the little boy that stabbed Metcalf?
Carmelo Anthony.
Him and Carmelo would have been Sully's if it had been a black kid.
Well, OG, I look at it. His dad seems to be sincere of his apology. He hated it happened. Huh?
Ain't no white man sincere. They sincere about slavery, but they ain't did nothing about it, have they?
OG, this man ain't had no slave. This man is come.
He plays football. Every Negro on the field is a slave.
Oh Lord, OG, you really feel like this man? He seemed like he's pouring his heart out. He said he apologized. Apology is not good enough for you, huh?
No, give me some money. He ain't getting out 40 acres of mule. You say it's not slavery. Do you know what they did on the auction block where they were slinging slaves?
Yeah. They look in their mouth and look at their arms and.
What the same thing they do at the combine. He runs 40 degrees. He's 208. He bench presses 600 pounds. That's a good Negro. Take him on your team. The slave auction.
OG, I know where you're coming from, OG, but you been a little harsh. They paying these guys.
They ain't paying them enough. Ain't none of them bought a team.
Wow. Boy, I can't do nothing but just sit there and let you talk, because you preaching now.
The average athlete that plays football, he broke by the time he's 40.
OG, I said this earlier, and I heard Cameron come back and said too that we broke compared to our white constituencies. When you look at the billionaires, Cam said something that was so live earlier today. He said you could take Oprah Winfrey money and combine it with whoever, Jay-Z or somebody, and it still won't be enough to buy a team. Like, black people don't have no money when it compares to all our white constituencies that own those teams, because they got, and I don't even think they putting their own money up. I think they pretty much using some other reference of money just to buy the team and then just holding back and saying, hey, it's my team. It's crazy.
Well, whatever they put up to buy their team, or whether they giving food stamps, we're not independent enough to make our own team. What make you think that just having a black team ain't all right?
It would be great if somebody like a Jay-Z or somebody like one of those players that played the ball game, that Michael Jordan and all of them, to come together and buy a team and do something like that would be extraordinary. But we just can't find our way back to unity. Only time we were unified is when we were slaves. And that was because we were forced to be unified. You know what I mean?
I want Yumbrick and his child to pay for what his son did. He should be financially responsible for being irresponsible for that man's phone number, and him and his son need to pay. They
are paying. They paying the NFL though.
No, he got to pay the man that the damage was done to. One white man paying another white man, that ain't good enough. I want that white boy's allowance until he's 30.
Man, get in the comments, y'all. Let us know what you think, man. OG say he want him fined. He want him to pay. He want him to pay Shedeur. not the NFL. Give the money to Shedeur. What do y'all think about that? Get in the comments. And do you feel like this apology is genuine, and is it good enough for what the consequences was that Shedeur endured? Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Go ahead. Shit.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.